Warning, this podcast contains a lot of spoilers.
And dogs.
The worst kind, Game of Thrones spoilers.
Wiener fern.
One.
We just took through the whole intro.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of the As Seen on TV podcast for Game of Thrones Season 6, Episode 9, Battle of the Bastards.
The stars.
Episode The Shit Went Down.
Yeah.
Two battles.
Two battles, one more
Battle
epic
of
than the
ice and
other.
a battle of fire.
Yeah. So we're going to get the shorter one out of the way. The end of last episode, we left off with Marine getting bombarded from the sea and Dany flying in with that look on her face like, all right, which one of you fucked up?
Who threw the party while I was gone?
Yeah, who did it? Who did the party? Who
I
did the thing?
love Tyrion's like awkward. The guys on After the Thrones described it as the everything's fine while everything's on fire meme.
Right.
Like, he's trying to defend himself because he
It's
knows...
fine.
It's like, if she's pissed off, she's going to kill me. Like,
Oh, the world is thriving, though.
It's like
Look, the
this-
economy and everything.
He's like, the market's, economy's booming, and the market's on fire.
and she's just like, good. Like, yeah, that's fine. That's great. I came back to find a smoldering ruin. You're doing fine.
Great.
And then, so
Animals.
So what's your plan? It's like, I'm going to kill all of them. I'm going to burn their fleet. I'm going to level their cities. They're not going to be any memory of them left. Like, good plan, but
Bad plan.
But
Alternatively,
We could not do that.
because that's the reason my big brother killed your dad.
Yeah.
Just saying. Like, I'm not going to do that, but just saying, putting it out there.
And I think even though, yes, these guys are kind of the worst scum and probably do all deserve to die, not
never
the
find a more
entire
wretched
the entire city does not deserve to be set on fire.
Nor do the other two entire cities that she was
Yeah,
talking
exactly.
about.
you're literally killing innocent people
Mhm.
just so you can stroke yourself at night. I don't know.
Tyrion brought that up. Like, your father hid cash as a wildfire. He was going to burn the whole city to the ground.
Friend and foe.
Brings a hint that there's maybe still some.
Cersei's gonna do it. I was right.
There's absolutely no way they brought that up without that being intentional.
She's
Uh-huh.
burning that city to the fucking ground.
Which actually I'm perfectly fine with.
I am perfectly fine with too. It would make
I
Dany's
hate
conquest.
King's Landing.
Yeah, I
fucking
really
hate
do.
King's Landing.
If Daenerys comes to Westeros and King's Landing is just a smoldering ruin, I think that'll be fine.
That's one less thing she has to take over.
Exactly. It's
Exactly.
not like it was that great to begin with.
It's a really shitty place.
I mean, it's going to suck because a lot of people are like innocent people are.
I
going
think
to
it is
die.
it is the most or one of the most populated cities in Westeros.
Well,
Fuck 'em.
I mean, besides the stuff overseas, everything we've seen in Westeros is nothing like King's Landing. King's Landing is literally a city, and everywhere else is nothing like it.
But then again, they've never really showed the other cities. Like, I
They show,
mean,
like, the palaces and such.
Winterfell
that's
is supposed to have a pretty large town called Winterstown, like a half a mile outside the gates. The Casterly Rock has Lannisport right near it. That's a big thriving town. There's Old Town.
I mean, we've hardly even seen Casterly Rock, let
Right.
alone
Right.
Right.
any
So
of the areas around that.
there are actual cities and stuff in Westeros, most of them near large castles or like structures of importance, but they never show them. They only show the castles. Or in this case, King's Landing. So that's really the only city we're familiar with. But anyway, Dany's plan. I liked it.
Me too.
It's like, oh, I'm sorry, we must have miscommunicated. We're here to discuss your surrender.
Yeah. Like, that girl has no chill, and I love it.
She just prates about what happens.
It's like, oh, so that's nice. You want he gets all his Unsullied back, and he gets his translator back. and they get this back, and they get that back. No, that doesn't
That's
happen.
cute. I have a dragon.
There's like, that's cute. Allow me to present my counterpoint. Drogon flies over.
Yeah, seriously. I'll set a couple of your ships on fire, and then you'll give the rest to me, and we're good.
Any questions? No.
It was very nice that the other two dragons broke out at that precise time
Yeah.
and decided
The burning.
to help with the burninating.
The burninating, yes.
Uh-huh.
I have to say Tyrion's old boy of like, okay, which one of you dies?
That was
That
beautiful.
was great.
That was great.
And then they sold the dude out, and he's
Oh,
like,
I know that. And that guy who was just like probably like one of the most innocent out of the three, and then.
Yeah.
Well, he wasn't even one of them.
It's like, he's not one of us. He's lowborn.
They like threw him there.
But he
well,
was-
he is in the fact that he's the leader of one of these slave cities.
But he was a lower on the totem
Yeah,
pole. So they're like, all right,
They
yeah.
just threw him there as a scapegoat.
It's like, he doesn't speak for us. He's lowborn. He's a shit. Kill him. Like, he gets down on his knee. I thank you, Grey Worm, for having the accuracy and upper arm strength to carry through with slitting two guys' necks at once.
Yeah,
Alright.
in one motion.
Mm-hmm.
That was impressive. With a knife. Like, it wasn't even a sword. He did that with a knife.
Yeah, that was just,
And
What?
he
Very
didn't do it like forward, cutting like a sword. He went like side.
Like,
Mhm.
yeah.
Like
Yeah,
it-
just
the blade was right here.
Dude's got skills.
he did well.
You're going.
And there's no way that this news is not reaching King's Landing.
No, no way.
Because Tyrion just basically told the guy, like, go back and tell everyone what happened.
Yeah.
Tell your people that this is what happens when you fuck with her. And he's going to tell people, and people are going to tell people, and suddenly, people in King's Landing, they're going to get wind of it and be like, all right, so now we have a real problem. Like, she has a horde of Dothraki. She has 3 fully grown, scary dragons. She has an army of Unsullied, and now she has a fleet.
But who's going to be... I mean, we'll see next episode, but who's going to be unoccupied enough to really listen to that?
Oh, nobody.
Yeah,
Not
I
a
feel
soul.
like it's...
It'll be
there's
murmurings
so...
of the common folk.
The first time that any of the small council are going to get wind of this and be able to do anything about it is when she's on their, like, at their doorstep.
Yeah. That's assuming, King's Landing doesn't just
I have
all
a strange
explode.
theory that half of the small council is going to be dead by the end of next episode.
I've been praying for Pycelle to kick it since season 1. I hate that guy.
Just kick it.
He's
He
quite
really
the
needs
shite.
to go some way.
One consolation prize in the books, he's dead already.
Then there you go.
There you go.
I'm still waiting.
Yeah, I just have a lovely, someone's got to die. Really.
Yeah.
Always die.
Cersei's just gonna burn the whole place down, really. I would love it. Anyway, Dany, before we get on to the real meat and potatoes of this episode, Dany is now in an alliance with Theon and Yara Greyjoy.
Yeah.
And
Was coming. Oh wait, everybody.
Well, there were inklings to it, but
I'm very happy that they made it there before their uncle, because we would have all screamed bullshit.
He's still building ships.
1,000.
He was going to come and give you ships, but his offer came with his big fat cock.
Yeah, I love that. Like, Yara just lays it out. Like, she doesn't beat around any
And that's what I
bushes.
think did it for Dany,
Yes,
is
she does.
that she was very blunt. And she does beat
Oh,
around bushes, John's right. Uh-huh.
So then it's also like, oh, so what do you want in return? Just our home. We really don't want anything else. We
Yeah. She wants to be... Well,
people dead, but we just want our home.
back.
Like, yeah,
yeah,
our
I mean, Yara just wants to be queen.
he killed our father. He would have killed us if we didn't leave. And when he's done with you and has what he wants, he'll kill you. So we just want our home back. That's it. And then, no more raping, no more pillaging, no more raiding. It's like, that's our way of life. It's like, okay, no more.
Fine, Mom, we won't do it.
Which is going to be a difficult pill for the Iron Islanders to swallow, because that is their way of life. If they need anything that they can't get on their shitty little islands, they need to raid and pillage it from the mainland.
Which is
But
a lot.
if she has an alliance with Danny, perhaps they could establish trade
And supplies and stuff like
you
that.
know, live like civilized human beings.
Possible.
Mm-hmm.
You know, no, they're not going to be
Yeah.
happy about it. But if there's compensation in some way, I think it'll be okay.
Yeah.
You know.
You don't all die.
Yeah, I won't burn you to death.
Mm-hmm.
We get our home back. Okay.
Yay.
Now, was I the only one half expecting her and for Yara and Danny to just like seal their deal with a kiss at the end of that?
Oh, I was.
Like the way they're both staring at each other.
Well, because I think Danny sees another female leader who's strong like herself, and then Yara's just a flirt. So
Mm-hmm.
I was just gonna say, Yara. I think.
Yeah.
Definitely.
I mean, I'm not opposed. What did she say? She's like,
I'm
not demanding, but
It's like I'm asking.
If you wanna, I'm just throwing it out there.
if you want to get married, I mean,
This is the first time, like, Danny's character in the show is very similar to her character in the books. It's like one of the more, for me anyway, close portrayals, like where they don't deviate that much, except that in the books she's bi.
No,
And
she is in the show.
yeah.
Oh, she has done that in the show.
Season
Yeah.
1, I think one of her handmaidens, they like made out real hard.
It was quite literally her handmaid.
Her and,
Yeah.
I have
Eric?
forgotten completely about this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that
she's
I just remembered that when like the two of them were flirting, and I was like, oh.
All right, carry on. Forget I said that. Never mind.
We'll have to go back. A couple
Yeah, I'm gonna have to go
episodes
look
and
at
just Check that out.
just for research purposes, of course.
Exactly.
Of course.
Of course. So that's that in the East. Danny has control of Marine. She now has she now has 2 fleets. The Masters that she didn't burn, and the Greyjoys, complete with sailors to sail them. So she's in a really good spot right now.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, because she's got the small fast ships from the
Mhm.
slavers, and she's got the big tanky ships from
And they're the
Greyjoys.
fastest ones from the Greyjoys on top of it.
yeah. So
Yeah,
they're
Yeah.
like the Black Pearl.
She's got the Greyjoys, the cream of their crop there, and the Master ships are all equipped with siege equipment. So
Mhm.
they got that going for them too.
King's Landing's a port city.
King's
Mhm.
Landing is a port, and what defending against a siege if it's coming from if the the fireballs and the boulders are coming from the ocean, a little more difficult to defend against.
You're getting flanked by dragons, so
That's gonna hurt too.
Just a little bit.
All right,
Yeah.
Discuss the elephant.
we should discuss the elephant. We're going to address the elephant.
In the room, yeah.
Yep.
Big old elephant.
And that elephant is, holy crap, the battle for Winterfell.
Girls.
Can we back up for 3 seconds? Just talk about Davos finding out about Shireen.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I was going to cover that.
Real quick.
Well, let's get that out of the way.
That was
Yeah.
sad.
I can't sleep before a battle, so I walk, and I think, and I walk and I think, until I'm far enough that nobody can hear me shitting my guts out.
And a little nerves are going on there.
Have fun
I can see
shitting.
that.
It's like, happy shitting. Like, Tormund's face was just like,
Yeah.
he's like, I want to call you a coward, but I respect your honesty. Have a good night.
And a good shit.
I like that he made fun of wine and called it like that. What?
Gray water.
That rotten fruit shit you guys drink. I'm gonna go drink my rotten goat's milk.
It's like,
haha.
yeah.
This both sounded just nasty. I was like, oh.
Dad was just like, thank you for the offer, but no.
Nah.
Yeah.
No.
Good.
I'm good.
Great.
So, yeah. The plan. Lure Ramsay in. Let him attack. Well, actually, no, that wasn't even the plan yet. They have
No.
their little meeting.
Mhm.
And the smug bastard is just like, thank you for bringing my wife back. Bend a knee and I'll forgive everybody.
Yeah, right.
Why don't you just fight me in one-on-one combat instead, you dick?
It's like,
You pussy.
of course, it's like, I don't know if I'd win. It's like, I don't know if I'd beat you. I know my army would beat yours. So we're going to do
Let's
that.
do that. Yeah.
Because I have so many more men than you.
Mm-hmm.
He didn't lift his sword the entire battle.
No.
He didn't even draw it.
No, he just sat there.
No,
because
he doesn't know how to shoot or he doesn't know how to use a goddamn sword. All he knows how to do is shoot fucking arrows and throw hounds at him.
We've seen
He's
that he's a
pretty good
skilled
at-
hunter and he's a skilled archer. Just, you know,
That's his go-to.
in a man-to-man sword fight, he would not have won, I don't think.
I don't think John would have even pretended like to give him a fair chance.
No, John would
It would have
have...
been over in seconds.
Uh-huh, exactly. And I mean, yeah. But Tormund did have a good point at their little pre-battle council that they had there. You know, I've seen what mounted knights can do to us. You know, digging trenches, that won't happen. But they've never seen the free folk fight.
Yeah.
Oh.
They kind of got that advantage going for them. You know, wildling savagery. I mean, look at Lord Karstark, who had
And a
his...
fucking giant.
Yeah, and a giant. Look at-
Dartmouth!
The last of the
I
giants on
loved
top of it,
him.
though.
Oh,
Yeah.
so bad.
No, but
The whole race.
I love the joke I saw today. It's like, somebody called 911.
one, because that's his.
Yeah, his name's 11.
His name's 1-1.
It's like someone called 911, and yeah.
They made a pun on After the
Don't
Thrones
fix him
too.
up.
He won. He won the week. WUN.
I'll have to see that. I'll check that out.
Yeah, they're
Alright.
funny. I like them.
And my other funny thing is a picture of Lady Mormont on her horse, like during that whole discussion, like that sass face she gave,
Resting
over-
on his face.
and over is
Just grilling
it's
him.
like that face I made when Rickon didn't zigzag.
Here's the thing. I don't think anything could have saved Rickon. That was Ramsay's
Sharp
plan.
90-degree turns at random intervals.
No, because I
No.
think he was toying with them.
Ramsay wasn't trying. He
No.
could have shot Rickon at any point. He chose to shoot him when he was right
If
next
you
to
watch
John.
he was shooting, his first two shots, his head was cocked like this.
He just like
He closed his eyes for one of them.
shot the arrow.
If Rickon did serpentine, I think Ramsay still would have shot him.
I mean, if Rickon
And
would have looked
suffocated.
back and waited for the arrow to fire and then zig his, change his direction, yeah, because you can't really change the course of an arrow after you fired it.
No.
I mean, it would have improved the survival chances a lot.
But,
But
Ramsay knew what was happening. He knew what he was doing. He knew what
Oh yeah.
Rickon would do, and Rickon did exactly what he wanted.
Yeah.
Wanted him to do, which was what Sansa was trying to tell John. Don't do what he wants you to do.
But
That's
she
his
have already
trap.
he's dead. Like she told
Yeah,
him
she
to.
said
She's
flat
like,
out, like, no
"Our
matter what,
brother's dead."
Rickon's dead.
Or our brother's dead.
Just let it go.
and that was the catalyst for John to
Really.
lone charge the whole army.
Beast mode.
Just
Well, essentially,
Yeah,
to do a freaking
literally.
Lord of the Rings move.
He was ready to fight the whole mounted cavalry on his
He
own.
would have done it.
Oh, I know. He would have done it.
I'm not
to-
putting my sword away, so I'm taking the goddamn sheath off.
And I mean, even like when Rickon fell, like even Tormund was smart enough, like the crazy
No.
the crazy wildling who didn't understand half of the shit that was going on at that war council.
Oh, that was adorable.
Oh, yeah.
He didn't know what flanking meant.
No,
Even he
It's like a
realized,
pincer attack.
like even he's going, no,
They get us from
don't
the
do it.
sides.
Like that's his plan. Don't do it. Don't do it. Shit, he's doing it. All right, go after him.
Yeah, because I mean, at that point, you couldn't just leave him.
Right.
Yeah.
And had to go.
It was like, yeah.
All right, so let me just get this opinion out there, and somebody can either agree or disagree with me. That combat sequence, from the moment Jon is standing there with his sword drawn against the charging cavalry, to when he's like, I guess, just the whole, until the end of it, that put any other medieval battle I've ever seen to shame. This includes the Lord of the Rings in some cases.
And I understand what you mean. I mean, in a way, yes, because
You
what they
question
did
Tolkien in
was...
her presence, how dare you?
I know, that's why
Exactly,
I was waiting for the retribution.
But what they did, which is what no other movie, show, anything has ever done before, is they've not only showed you the micro, the, like, dogfight, the shit right in it, but they showed you the macro. They showed you the formation up above. They showed, it was just the combination of being in there and also seeing everything at once.
And they
Because
also
that's
showed.
why I
Right,
think
it was
it's
better than the Battle of the Two Towers. Just say it. It's okay.
She's gonna hit you.
She's not gonna say it. You love
Well, they
it.
said there were a
but
lot.
it's not. It's they did it in a way it's never been done before.
And as I mean,
From
That's awesome.
styles.
But there were
watch.
a couple of sites that actually said that the battle kind of mimicked Lord of the Rings.
Oh
Yes.
yeah, absolutely.
Right,
Did.
and if you watch the little blurb from the show creators afterwards, they said they drew inspiration from other cinematic battles, and they also realized that I forgot which one of them said it, but that no show or movie they went and did their research on this has really ever shown a true medieval pitched battle like this, where there's an agreed upon time and place, and both armies just charge at each other with everything they've got.
Yeah.
And also, they wanted to portray from like the over-the-shoulder point of view of Jon Snow what it's like being a single man on the ground in that situation.
Right. It's
And-
complete chaos.
And how much,
Yes.
while yes, he is a very skilled combatant, what the degree of luck involved in the fact that he survived that at all.
Right.
Yeah.
And
I mean, he almost got trampled to death, which is like the least commander-ish way to die.
he got, he went to ground under a hail of arrows, but was still very lucky that not one of the 200 of them hit him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then there's the fact that he racked up probably a kill count of 50 on his own.
Mhm.
Yeah, he was a man on fucking just
Like-
Mission.
on mission there. Just oh my
Yes.
god.
Also showed that
He
in
was a
battles like
monster.
that, one-on-one duels usually only lasted 1 or 2
They
seconds.
resolved themselves in seconds.
Mhm.
Parry, kill.
I mean, the
parry,
longest-
kill. Like,
the longest one was that Karstark against
Yeah, against Tormund.
it's
Tormund.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but in most cases...
And you were saying before that Karstark underestimated him because Tormund just ripped his throat out.
Just like, yeah,
Like, that's how the wildlings fight. Welcome.
no one would have expected,
No.
Karstark didn't expect that shit. He's used to, civilized warfare.
He was headbutting a lot for a
He wa-
civilized man.
True. But, yeah, he wasn't expecting to have his throat ripped out by another man's teeth.
Well,
Yeah.
he wasn't playing fair, but he also wasn't playing like a wild dog.
No,
I mean,
it was just like, I am not dying today. This is not in the cards, my friend.
and they even...
ripping out your throat.
The showrunners even mentioned an actual accounted battle from Roman history when the Huns surrounded the Roman legion somewhere or whatever, and did that exact maneuver with shields and pikes.
Oh yeah.
Surrounded them on all sides and just ever so slowly inched closer
It's
Yeah.
brilliant.
until everybody was dead.
Back them up against
It's
a pile
also-
of
it's-
bodies.
It's really brutal too.
Hmm.
I like they drew inspiration. That's Hannibal, right?
Hannibal, yes.
Yeah.
There was a strategy of Hannibal's, and they
Who
drew
was probably the most brilliant
one of, definitely.
strategist back then.
A lot of warfare was fought like that.
Hmm.
Rome.
He was definitely the best strategist of that area and that era.
In that era, yeah.
So, I mean, they drew inspiration from that. They drew inspiration of accounts of medieval battles where the bodies actually became a physical obstruction like that.
Right.
Yeah.
And they said they put their own spin on it, put it all together.
And really,
And I can probably count off a couple movies that they drew inspiration from.
Mhm.
One of them isn't even medieval.
Oh, yeah.
The Patriot. Like, I don't know why that one just keeps popping in my head.
probably for like the
Thinking
over
of
the
it.
shoulder kind of perspective.
Yeah.
Yeah.
John, I would think.
Yeah, and also they're in the dirt like most of the time. It's really like
Yeah.
dug in
Well-
kind of fighting.
Yeah, and I think even Ramsey's tactic of just firing arrows willy nilly into the middle of the fight, he didn't care who they hit because
Yeah.
And that was
He had more men. He didn't care.
a major difference. Davos didn't want to risk his own men.
No.
It's like
Exactly.
we risk killing our own men. And
Yeah,
Right.
because he's a human being, and
a smart-
they don't have as many people.
And they knew, going into
Well,
that
yet again,
before.
Ramsey treats everybody like dogs.
yeah.
Well, you would even
Shit. Yeah.
you shouldn't treat dogs like that neither. I think Ramsey just treats everyone like dirt because
he can get away with it.
he knows he can control them.
Like his
He's a
dogs,
brat.
which is foreshadowing.
He was a
Exactly. Yeah.
Oh, we'll get to that.
I know, that's why I didn't want to go too deep.
Oh, it's going to be fun. So anyway, Knights of the Vale ride-in, which I was
We
hoping
knew.
for sooner. Everybody predicted that.
It's this except for me, because I'm like, it can't just be Rohan. You can't just do Rohan, and they did it. They did Rohan.
I mean, this was, and the show creators even said, like, in most of these situations, it's never a happy ending. Like,
Yeah.
we kind of wanted to, throw the viewers a bone with this one.
Which is why I'm so afraid for next week.
Uh-huh.
Everyone we know and love is going to die.
Yeah.
It's like they kind of wanted to give us a happy outcome. For the time being. Happy-ish outcome.
Just for once, the Starks win.
Mm-hmm.
No.
Once.
I loved
One of them is dead, but they still won.
I loved Ramsay's face when, close the gate. It's like, my lord, is like, they don't have an army left. We don't have an army left, but we have Winterfell. They can't mount a siege. We just have to wait them out. And then, the bang on the door.
I laughed so hard because I was like, the Giants ripped down a door that was 3 times as big and thick as this one.
Mm-hmm.
There's no way.
One just
Sure
like,
enough,
hey.
just like,
Just the slam on the gate, and Ramsay's face was just like, oh, shit.
Yeah.
oh, it's great.
He's like, no, the first time it was like, it'll hold.
And
Second
then,
time,
and then all of a sudden there's a hole punched through it, and he turns around with a face like, fuck me.
Fuck. We didn't plan for this.
It's like, can't hold them off without a gate.
Nope.
We didn't plan for a giant. Like, I don't think any of those men believed in giants until that
Oh,
day.
probably not.
No, Giants.
Probably still was doubting their existence while he was stepping on them.
Uh-huh.
then one fought down.
Then he fell down, and then he got an arrow in the eye.
Yeah, and that's an example of where it's like the typical cliche, although heartwarming thing to have happened would be John puts his hand on his shoulder while he dies, but no, he gets shot in the eye before that can happen. It's like, come on.
I mean, he was looking at him like he was going to console him.
He was about to.
I know, and I was like, the poor thing.
And then
60 arrows in him.
you wanted single combat. I've changed my mind.
Oh,
fuck?
shocking! How convenient, you bitch.
Yeah, how convenient for you that you change your mind.
That whole scene had me just shaking because John threw away his sword and picked up that dinky little shield,
Right.
and then subsequently beats Ramsay's shit in.
Oh my
God, I loved
so
him pummeling
great.
his face. I said, you motherfucker.
And then he paused.
They're like, oh wait, hold on. Yeah, I know. I'll give you the last little bit.
But it was at that moment where I'm like, oh god, Sansa, you just killed your brother, because Ramsay's gonna have a dagger and just jump up with it or something.
That's what I was thinking at one point.
son.
They just
He
the camera
Yeah.
panned on him, and he was just
He
left.
was sitting on his arms.
And then when I saw
He was also
his face, I'm like, yeah, he's done.
bleeding profusely from the face.
So that's why then I was like, oh yeah, no. And you saw the ground saturated with his blood. I was like, oh,
Yeah. He
maybe.
beat
But I was
the
like,
shit out of him.
that easily. They shouldn't have let him get away that easily.
That's what I was thinking. I'm like, now they're gonna let him live, and they're gonna give him a trial. And then Sansa's like,
No,
where is
that-
he? I'm like, oh god, how is she gonna do this?
Or no, I was thinking like, oh really? That's
God.
why that they let him off easy. I was like, oh, they could have tortured him, could have done, and they did.
Dogs.
They fed him to his own dogs.
Yeah.
Sansa. Let's punctuate that. Sansa fed him to his own dogs.
She grew finally her
My
back.
hounds will never hurt me. Like, you said it yourself. You haven't fed him in a week.
Yeah.
They're starving.
Like they're loyal. It's like, yeah,
You-
well, guess
that-
what?
Blood.
Yeah, you betrayed that loyalty. How far do you think they're not? I mean, they're not stupid.
They're
Right?
loyal.
Just like
they're
people,
starving.
they're not stupid.
Mm-hmm. As soon as the one
they're
licked his
hungry.
face, we licked the blood off his face. I was like, oh, that's it. He is so dead.
Ooh, that tastes good.
And you know, it was
spit
that. So through this whole episode, my daughter was laying on the couch, ignoring the whole show. Like, oh my god,
It's like,
Game of
oh.
Thrones, ew. And she's just playing on her iPad. It was at that precise moment she looked at the TV. I was like,
Oh, that's good.
I'm like, of all times, you pick now.
I hope you were like, okay, close your ear.
Oh, I told her, I'm like, you might want to look away for the rest of this.
Yeah,
But then Sansa walks out of there, and that smile on her fucking face.
perfect.
Just dropped the mic and left.
You might
Uh-huh.
try it. Legit. She nailed it. She nailed
Yeah.
it. He got what he deserved, though. I mean, really.
Yeah.
Treat other.
Davos fights more like a gentleman, I have to say.
Who does?
Davos.
Davos, yes.
He does. He's much more
All
gentlemanly.
right, lads, let's fuck him up.
It's like, oh, we might as well be taking a shit back here.
I was just gonna say
That was great.
Fine.
That was such a great line.
It's like, well, yeah. I mean, you're not going to fire your arrows, so what are you all going to do? Stand there?
Get closer than fire your arrows.
All right. So, the Battle of the Bastards is won. Ramsay is dead, and that lovely
Very
scene
fittingly dead.
when, the flayed man just falls off the wall and the dire wolf, falls into its place.
It's
like-
awesome. This for months,
Yeah.
season.
Yeah. And now I forgot to look if there was even a synopsis for next week.
Stuff happens.
Oh,
and
yeah.
things.
I mean, the next episode is called The Winds of Winter. And
I have
nope.
a feeling we're gonna get the first snowfall.
You ready?
In King's Landing.
Well, if you watch the promo, and this is my book nerd coming out, they show a white... Hold on, it's on my screen right now. They show a white raven flying over. The white raven is the way the Citadel tells everybody that the seasons are changing.
Oh.
There, you see it? White raven flying over?
Yeah,
sorry,
okay.
people watching this, you can't see it.
Yeah,
I thought
sorry.
it was like a messenger.
But-
All right.
If you remember a few seasons ago, like the first episode, Cersei's sitting like with a bunch of the small council, and they bring it. Pycelle brings in a cage with a white raven and says, "It's official. Summer is over. Like this is word from the Citadel. It is officially no longer summer. So now that we see those white ravens flying again, it's like it's official. It's now winter
Okay.
for sure.
So it's not. It's technically not fall, is it?
It has been this past couple seasons.
It has been.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's
Okay.
been
Yeah.
fun.
It's like gotcha.
It's been the transition.
And now winter has come.
Mm-hmm.
Or winter will.
Yeah.
Finally.
Finally, I know,
Well,
right?
we've been saying winter's coming for the last 6 seasons.
By the way,
and
the
now it's
synopsis
gotta be-
is the epic season finale of Game of Thrones.
That's the synopsis. Jesus. Well,
Get
I mean,
outside.
If you watch the bit of the promo, it's, a whole speech like the High Sparrow, like, are you here to confess your sins or be judged in, like, in front of the seven? And it shows, like, a bunch, the different priests sitting down to, like, it showed Lancel on his knees. Not Lancel, I'm sorry, Loras
Loras.
in the middle of all of them.
Oh, poor sweet precious Loras.
And then
No, but
He's not going to do very well, is he?
I don't think so.
it has Sansa in the middle of, in front of one of the
The
weirwood
Godwood.
trees in the Godwood.
Oh, she was with Baylor.
Littlefinger, yeah, with Baelish. Like,
I love him.
what do you want? Like, I thought you knew what I wanted. Like,
He's gonna be creepy, rapey, gross.
He
No,
had the creepy-
He's the worst.
He had the creepy
That's
"I love you" eyes.
Right under Ramsay.
I like him.
Oh, he's gonna want a boner.
Oh yeah,
Oh, and I'm gonna vomit, and I hope she.
She reminds him.
I
of-
just want her to be like the dog queen and just have like a pack of dogs that does whatever she wants.
mm-hmm.
I was, I mentioned that to Pat. I'm like, well, they do have the wolves, and I wonder if they'll rehabilitate all the hounds.
Dog. Yeah, because if she takes very good care of all of those wolves and like never starves them, always feeds them, they will do whatever the fuck.
Not
she
Right.
wolves, they are mastiffs.
Two more
They are
things to
dogs.
note.
They're dogs.
No,
of
they're
sorts.
dogs.
They're dogs of sorts.
Yes,
But-
They're puppies.
they're hounds.
But the question though is, how many wolves do we actually have left? Do we even have ghosts?
One,
We have ghosts.
One, maybe two.
one, maybe two. We have Ghost. Ghost is I don't know where Ghost is.
I don't know where Ghost is, why he wasn't
He's-
participating.
Well,
And-
that is not the kind of battle for a wolf.
No.
I know, he probably would have.
So it's very good that he stayed wherever he is.
Yeah.
John probably had a night. Or was
Yeah,
He's
I
probably
was
still at the wall.
meant though.
Maybe.
just chilling.
Two more things to note. Tyrion gives a little advice to Dany, like, you're in the big game now, and it's scary as shit.
Yeah.
Like, you should be afraid. And then the scene I'm looking forward to most is Davos screaming at Jon, like, screaming at Melisandre, why don't you tell him what you did to her? Like, while holding the little doll he made, the carving he made Shireen. Jon doesn't really look impressed either during that whole little preview bit.
Well, that's a dead red lady.
Oh, that's going to be a problem, all right.
The dead old lady. Old.
And I mean, they also mentioned like we've just made a lot of enemies by taking back Winterfell, so
Too bad.
I'm sure that'll be for next season.
Yeah, because now they have... I mean, they routed that army. Whatever's left of the Karstarks, and whatever's left of
Glovers.
the Glovers to deal with.
Worst name of a house.
Mm-hmm. And
They might as well just be called the Fisters.
yeah,
Yeah.
whoever else decides to rise up, the Lannisters in the south.
Yeah.
Uh,
I mean, there's definitely going to be unrest in the north.
Yeah.
But I don't think it's going to be so bad because, the north remembers. And I think they're going to
That's
see it.
just, they belong there. They own it.
Yeah.
I just really need Brienne to get back.
I know. I'm mad she wasn't in this fight.
She had a bit of a hike. I mean, the river.
I know.
Close.
Yeah.
I just want her to get back and her and Tormund have like some weird candlelit Lady and the Tramp dinner.
What?
No, she needs to stab Peter.
or
Yes,
yeah,
that
she's
too.
gonna show up, find
So
Peter.
I'm sorry, Michelle. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
He's got to stop creeping on kids. It's fucking weird.
It just reminds him of Caitlyn.
Yeah, and she's underage. So,
And he
That
also
means nothing in
basically
this.
sold her off to Ramsay.
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
That's disappointed about. That went south.
So something not good is gonna happen in that case. But Brienne really does need to get back and stab him.
Well, she just needs to get back.
Yeah, she needs to get back.
What happens after that is
yeah, whatever.
whatever.
She's gonna walk. She's gonna ride her horse through the gates of Winterfell, and Tormund is gonna just like scream out, "My princess has returned!"
And she's gonna look at him with disgust.
Yo, he's gonna
No, he doesn't
It's
know the
never
word
been
princess.
discussed.
his
It's
thought.
never been discussed. It's always been confusion. She's always just been like,
My goddess, my warrior woman, my Valkyrie.
No, he's gonna scream, "Let's fuck in the shed."
Well, his exact thought is gonna be like, "I almost died, and I haven't gotten any in a while, so you know
and you're
what?"
really pretty.
It's like pretense out the window.
And it's gonna come out as you want to fuck in the shed. I'm telling you, he's not a tactful man.
He's not a tactful man.
He'll
Happy
just
shitting.
He's the one. He'll just lay it out there.
Want
Oh,
this
God.
back? No? Okay, alright.
All right, I'll see you later. I'll move on.
Oh my god. Doesn't. Let's fuck in the shed.
It's gonna be notes for next week. Fucking the shit.
Oh, actually, yeah, Mr. E in chat just said Jamie at the Frey party.
Oh right, I've missed that part.
Oh.
Jamie's like at the Frey party, and they're all, Walder Frey says, "Tell them the Freys and the Lannisters send their regards." Probably a message revolving around Winterfell being retaken. I forgot about that part. I was mostly overshadowed by Littlefinger and his creepy rape eyes.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yep.
Part of the pre.
Well,
I'm fidgeting with
uh,
with chopsticks. I'm so
I doubt
upset
anything's
by
gonna
that.
happen this season. I think it's gonna be next season's teasers.
I think.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. I think all of the crazy stuff that's gonna happen next episode is gonna be in King's Landing. I think the stuff in the north is gonna be little wrap up bits.
Or maybe cliffhanger.
Hopefully, we get Bran again.
We do. There's
Yeah, that's right. 'cause
They
we
did
haven't
show
seen him
a
since Benjen
very-
came back.
And
very
Arya.
brief.
Arya too. Like to see her.
they have a lot. Sam in the South.
There's a lot to cover.
There's a lot of
We
shit they
haven't
have
seen
to
Sam
wrap
in
up.
5 episodes.
Sam though, well he's going off.
Leia I haven't
so-
seen since he stole the sword.
Right, but they did say this is
Yeah.
going to be the longest episode ever, or longest episode yet. It is going to be 69 minutes,
Good.
which
That was this episode.
this episode was 69
This
minutes.
episode was 69 minutes.
When I watched it on HBO Go, it was 69 minutes, but that included the previews
the
before
post-show.
and the post show.
Yeah.
So the actual episode runtime for the next
was
one.
less than that.
So
Okay.
yeah,
Oh,
they got a lot to cover. So it's good that they're doing that.
An extra 10 minutes. Woo!
I want the High Sparrow's head to be mounted on the gates. Either that, or I want Cersei to burn the whole place to the ground.
And you know. Or have the mountain smush people and things.
Yeah, just smush a bunch of people.
Ash.
I mean, I think
is that
the only thing keeping Cersei from doing that is probably the fact that her son is on the throne.
Right.
So if something were to happen to Tommen...
She'd have nothing left to really worry about.
I feel like her plan still involves the wildfire. Maybe not setting the entire city ablaze.
Just the sparrows.
Yeah.
Well, there was a cache under the Great Sept, so...
Under the Sept, I was gonna say.
Find it and torch it. And be really have a good escape route planned. That stuff goes up
nowhere
quick.
near there.
Right. She might go flat out like, hey, I will burn this fucking place to the ground.
If I go, all y'all motherfuckers come with me.
She knows the area the best. And
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
All right, then.
Ookie.
Yeah, let's just say I almost crapped myself about 3 times during this episode, so...
Yeah.
Tormund, no! John, no!
I think I farted throughout the whole episode.
I
it was-
couldn't do it. Like, I was sitting there, like... I mean, I've realized how spoiled I've been with having read the books and knowing what was going to happen. I'm in uncharted territory now. I don't know what's going to happen, so I'm sitting there like...
This is what it's been like for people.
It's like, is this what it's been like for everybody? Oh my god, this fucking sucks. No wonder people freak out.
And I mean, we've been through a Jon death. I think that what would have broken me is if Tormund died. I don't know, I wouldn't...
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or Davos. I think I would have just...
Yeah, no, Davos
real
can't.
upset.
I would be very upset.
That man is a gift.
Yeah, he's
He's just so nice in a world of really shitty people.
He is another, like, realist person in this world.
Yeah.
Him and Tyrion.
extremely kind. Like he has not like a deceptive worm in his body. Just yeah.
I mean, but that's the thing. He came from humble beginnings. He was a crab fisherman.
Yeah.
Like, you know, he started off at the bottom and worked his way up and did it in the nicest way possible. Most of the main characters started at the top and are dickheads to begin with.
Yeah, and I really liked him and Tormund's conversation about Stannis and Mance and how, you know, they put all their stock in these kings and...
They were wrong.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just interesting. It's just interesting
John's not a king.
perspectives. Yeah, Jon's not a king.
Mm-hmm.
He doesn't want to be king. He just wanted to take Winterfell back. I don't even think he has any plans.
His plans are
His-
to defend the world at this point.
Yeah.
Stop the wildling. Not the
Stop
wildlings.
the,
the undead.
The White Walkers.
The
Yeah.
White
Looks
Walkers.
like walkers.
Like, I mean, that was his whole reasoning for taking back Winterfell. We
They
need
need
the
it.
whole of the
United
North.
Yeah.
And probably more.
That'll
But, you know, one thing at a time.
yeah, unite.
Yeah. All right, then. So, unless there's something we missed, which I don't think we did.
Nah.
All right, then. That's our show. John, where can they find you?
You can find me at no more on Twitter.
Chrissy, where can they find you?
You can find me at Cleo Moto on Twitter, Twitch, and Pinterest.
Pat and Michelle, where can they find both of you?
You can find us on Fish Out on Twitter.
Or in time and
I'm not gonna lie, Pat kind of startled me with that. I was not expecting it.
Very emphatic today.
You can find me on Twitter at Thilligren, right here. You can find all of us on Facebook, Twitter, Gmail, Google+, MySpace, and YouTube at ASO TV Podcast. You can follow us there for some more podcasts or some of your favorite TV shows, movies, and games. Stay tuned till next week, when hopefully nobody dies that we give a shit about.
And shit goes down.
Oh.
Ow. Shit went down last episode.
I'm yelling timber.